Hi guys, welcome back on this Sunday. Bitcoin is about to make a major move here into higher levels, potentially even to $110,000 based on what I found. If you want to see what I have actually seen here unfolding over the last couple of hours, then don't miss out on this, and let's go guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this Sunday once again, guys. Today is my birthday, so I'm gonna go party a little bit later. But regardless, I wanted to show you what I found here in the Bitcoin charts. And we start with the CME chart because CME is about to open in a couple of hours again. CME closed at $104,410 on Friday. And right now, with the current Bitcoin price action, we would not get a CME gap, which would be good because that would potentially mean that we get instantly continuation to the upside without coming back to a CME gap. So if we would go lower before CME opens, even that would be not bad, because then from wherever we're gonna open, we're gonna go up and also from there continue. Now, when we actually go into the Bitcoin chart and look at the weekly chart, so here things can go right now two ways. Either this becomes a topping formation and the next candle comes down here into the massive support of $100,000, or we get a continuation candle to the upside and we go straight into new all-time high to almost $114,000 in the next week. So these are the two scenarios. I would love to actually lean to a small correction here to the downside to complete this inverse head and shoulders that I was talking about. As you can see here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder over there, because the technical target is here at $135,000 if we would go and complete that specific pattern here. The stochastic RSI is technically getting overbought now, but the RSI is still bullish, so which could mean that we're gonna hover a little bit here in overbought territory with the stochastic RSI before the RSI catches up, gets overbought, and also starts turning around. So that can still take a couple of weeks before this is actually happening, but we will get a clear indication in the next 2-3 days, in my opinion. Bitcoin is trading on the 50 minutes chart around the POC, the point of control, but also here I see continuation shaping up, not only because we are above the EMA ribbon, but also the stochastic RSI is giving a buy signal, RSI going slightly up, and the MACD is showing indecision, but this is because we're consolidating around the point of control here, which is also here on the VPR, the longest volume bar currently on that 50 minutes chart here since last Thursday. When I go into higher time frames, then also here nothing has really changed. We still have the overall trading setup here on the 1 hourly chart with that massive ascending triangle, and here around $104,400 we still have the original entry. I gave the trade yesterday, so I would still wait for the break above that level for that specific trade setup. Nothing has really changed here, just if we get closer to the breakout point, where basically right now in that breakout window comes in here between today and Monday. So between today and Monday we should get a breakout out of that ascending triangle to the upside with a technical target of $106,800 approximately. So also here on the 4 hourly chart, I want to have a look at the MDX ALGO scalp gradients. So here we are just keeping consolidating, as you can see here with the color. We are currently trading below resistance and big sell clusters here in purple, and in blue we have a buy and support cluster. So you see we're basically just consolidating in between until we get a direction, but the direction is already pointing to the upside based here on the reactor indicator going up. So there it shows it already that there is a change in momentum, and the momentum is pointing to the upside. You can also clearly see that here on the liquidation levels, because here we have a symmetrical triangle and we are scratching on this downward slope resistance line to break out of it and liquidate all these levels all the way up to $105,400 approximately on the short side. I have here a new trade setup at around $104,200, so not that much difference than the other one, but there is a higher price target on it of $107,800, so basically $1,100 I think higher than the other one. But this is a higher time frame play compared to the other one, so you can choose which one you actually want to play. Then at some point I still believe that we will come down and take out the over leveraged longs that came in here way too late, all the way down to $101,250. to the downside from the top here of $102,500. So there's a $1,000 move in between that I think is going to happen at some point. That doesn't mean that we cannot go up first all the way up here to $108,000, then come back and then continue into a new all-time high. So if you want to take these trades, guys, then make use of BLOFIN's lucky spin wheel, and there is a link in the description below for that, and the pin coin below. This is a limited time offer. You can win here, for example, 1.2 Bitcoin, guys, so which is $120,000, which is absolutely insane, you know. So you just need to sign up with the link in the pin comment and the description below. And the first spin is for free, guys. The first spin is for free, so you have directly straight away a chance to get 1.2 Bitcoins. So make use of that, guys. And there's also something else coming up with BLOFIN. If you want to be part of that, then I'm telling you already, deposit at least $50. You know, only $50, guys. But I'm telling you, this will be insane. You have never seen something like this. Trust me, guys. I haven't done this for, I think, 5 years. So I was not even on YouTube when I was doing this the last time. So you have no clue what it is. But trust me, you want to be part of it, you need $50 in the account. So go and sign up on BLOFIN, guys. On the liquidation heat map, also here, everything is pointing to a short squeeze, at least to $106,000, because we have here the highest concentrated area of shorts currently sitting. And once we get past that, we trigger another short squeeze to roughly $107,000. Then a little bit of consolidation again before we go and get enough fuel to potentially squeeze all the way up to $108,000, $108,800. Yeah, I think I said it wrong the first time. Now, when we go into the total free market cap, also here we have a falling wedge pattern poised to break out worst case by tomorrow or after tomorrow, and that will bring us to $1 trillion in my opinion. So we are just a couple days away from that, and that will reflect definitely in massive gains in most of our altcoin backs, and that's exactly what we want because we waited so long for that, especially with the recent correction the last 2 days, where we basically wiped out everything which that we grinded for on the chart for the last week or so to the upside. You know, in 2 days completely evaporated once again. So the Bitcoin dominance finally making here the move that I was waiting for to end this consolidation phase. So we got here, moved to the downside, came slightly up again. So now I expect that we do something like this. By tomorrow, after tomorrow, to the downside, and again, this will lead to massive gains in altcoins once we are going to see this. I will give you here in a moment some altcoin trades that you can personally take in the next couple hours potentially even, you know, so you have to be quick, guys, but there are some juicy trades right around the corner. Should not forget, trade all my altcoin trades on Bybit. You still get up to $30,000 just for signing up there, plus a debit card, plus a $500 free Airdrop position. So take whatever you can from exchanges when they're throwing stuff like that around, you know. I do it all the time. I take whatever they give me for free. You should do the same thing. Plus on the card is 10% cashback. So if you buy something expensive like that watch, if I would have paid for the watch with the card, I would have gotten $3,000 back, you know, so which is crazy. Appreciation of the watch. So I would have made in an instant like $5,000-6,000 on the spot, you know, if I would have paid with the card, which I did not have at the time. So be smart about this and use the link in a pin comment below in the description to get your Bybit account. So now one of the trades that is still active is Ethereum. So but for the Ethereum trade, you should wait, if you're not in it yet, for this falling wedge to play out. So you can see here on the 12-hourly chart, the stochastic is already on the bottom, pointing to a buy signal, the RSI pointing to the upside, the MACD will come back up here, create a buy signal. So in the next 12 hours, we're most likely going to see a breakout here that could go all the way up to $2,750. I expect continuation direction of $3,000. Guys, I just want to mention it. I'm not coughing because I'm sick or you think I'm still sick. I'm outside. I just want to show it quick. I'm outside here in the villa, and somebody is burning something in between the palm trees somewhere, you know, so the smoke is blowing over here, and that's where I'm coughing from. So now another one is Solana. Solana, I would also still wait before I enter this. If you were able to catch it here from that support area, the next level where you want to catch it is definitely here, $176. We're not far away from that, roughly 3%. So wait for a 3% move to get a safe entry to trade this here to the upside, because also here, if I go to higher time frames, everything has cooled down. Look at this pump here today. Yeah, by tomorrow we get here a buy signal on a stochastic. The RSI already going up. MACD also showed, yeah, here fake out basically on the sell side, so that there was no real selling going on. most likely manipulation, and that by tomorrow after tomorrow we're turning around and continue to go into higher levels. Then the next one is Cody. Also here, once we get above 7 cents, 3.7 I would say, use it as an entry. We have here a rounded bottom on the daily chart. It looks similar to all the other coins, so we bottomed here out. You can clearly see that with a clear buy signal. And also here I expect that the next time that we come up here to this downward sloping resistance line, that we're going to break that and go all the way up to 10, potentially even 12 cents. It can go really, really quickly. I just want to remind you of that here. We have seen that in the past. If I go all the way over here, so look here, within a matter of days, we went from 9.4 cents to 19 cents. So a 100% move in a matter of 2 weeks approximately. So it can go really, really quick, guys, a 100% move. So don't sleep on that. Definitely don't sleep on that. The next one is Suie. I'm currently waiting for that 4-hourly candle to close to see that we can hold the EMA ribbon. If we do, then most likely also here we're gonna get a really good entry right now. Yeah, I think it is already a good entry. But also here I wait another 2%. Yeah, it's 2.5% to enter to be safe, and trade is then into $4.46 here with that trade setup that I had actually given a couple of days ago. So I'm still waiting for this and not enter before that. Of course you can make 3% more potentially, but it's not worth the risk. It's always about risk and risk management. And the risk tells me wait, because we could get rejected before that, make another turn to the downside here to 0.382 that I actually mentioned that we will come down to that level potentially, bounce from there. So I rather wait and either enter then from here if it happens again, if we come down here, or at the entry that is up here and is safe once we clear that resistance. The next one is Doge. So also Doge, stochastic looking really good, RSI looking good, falling wedge pattern, tomorrow breakout, target 27 to 28.4 cents. Then Render, as long as we can hold $4.65, you can technically enter from here already, because I also would see also here continuation at least to $4.91. So once we break that level, $5.55 is on the table, guys, really, really, really fast. So, and here on the daily chart, we have also completely bottomed out. It looks similar to Doge, and what was the other one before? Suie. Yeah, Suie. We came in here into that big buy cluster and support zone, got supported from there, bounced straight back up. So it shows you that that the buyer stepped in there, don't want it to go lower, and most likely turning it around from there. So I'm still in my trade on Render that I personally hold. I'm like 2% underwater or something on that trade, not really crazy. I'm holding it all the way to $5.51 at least. Then the next one is Aave. So Aave, as long as we are above $218 and $203, it is continuing to be bullish. If we come into that area here again, that is where you want to long it from. From $203 to $218, that is your long area. Only from there I would long it, or if we break $238, that is the other level where I would long it from, because there's resistance when we get above that, because then the next target is around $370. So that can go really quickly. So $370, that is roughly a 50% move to the upside. You don't even need leverage on these trades, guys, for some of them, so there you go. So also here you see when we break this downward sloping trend line, which is most likely a bump and run pattern here. So you want to wait for that break, and potentially even the retest that could come back into that box, and then trade the continuation of it. Guys, that's it for today's episode. I gave you a lot of coins. I hope you enjoyed it. I will go and celebrate my birthday. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more money tomorrow.